Welcome back, everybody, to Exodus Session 6. In the last session, the group had been interrogated so that Arcanon and his forces can figure out what they were up to. And within this interrogation, it was discovered by Iku that Glug was a vampire. And Iku was determined to not be a member of Mordaunt's spy network. They also struck a deal with Arcanon to, in exchange for their help, Iku would be given a spot within Arcanon's hierarchy, and ultimately both would be spared from the prisons.
Nice.
So you guys are on the world map. Let me bring you to where you originally were. You're down here outside of the jail. Can you see all that?
Yes. Yes, sure.
All right. So you're standing out in front of the jail. And you see this Lilith character who was appointed to you by Arcanon, who's an inquisitor, an up-and-coming inquisitor, and she has a lot to prove. And she was basically appointed to you to watch over you, to make sure you're up to no mischief on your missions that are handed to you, your orders.
Up to no mischief.
She looks at you and says, "Be on your best behavior."
Ooh.
Yes,
Always.
always.
All right, and we're just let out into the city with Lilith.
Yes, she's like slowly like follows. Hold on, let me copy you. So you guys walk out of the prison. Let me paste you there. And you end up in the Gorsk Fire District.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, double paste. All right.
Damn.
There's so
look
many
at
of
the
us.
size of this place.
Hey.
So you walk out and you notice immediately there's a ceiling above you, a large domed ceiling with stalagmites and stalactites hanging down.
Oh shit. We're underground?
Yep. And she says, "It's beautiful, isn't it?"
Yes, if you're not worried about the ceiling falling down and crushing you to death.
Don't be a
Feels
fool.
for me.
This is thousands of years old.
You're reassured by that?
We've been here forever.
It occurs to Iku that that might actually be true. Okay.
So
So you walk out, and the streets are actually not too busy. There's actually not many sources of light other than like the soft glow of bulbs every once in a while, but they're very dim.
this doesn't bother Glove too much. He has pretty good dark vision.
Yeah, you guys can see fine. It's just this place is overall very dim.
It feels nice. Glove feels at home here. It's very familiar. So we can just explore. Is there anywhere you want to go in this city, Iku?
Well, let me think about this. Is there anywhere I want to go in the city? I need to get my bearings. I need to understand what's up with the city. So the first thing I would like to do is find a city map.
Oh, yes.
All right. So you're technically already looking at one part of the city, but I can quickly bring you through the other parts as well. So um, you look at the map, and there's like three parts, three sections of the map. It's like an like.
Before we launch into that, I just want to ask Lilith real quick. Like, so if you're to accompany us, then that means you must go everywhere that we'd like to go.
Of course, as long as within our rules and structure. If you break the law, I'll have to interfere.
Indeed. How do you feel about a little tour?
Why, certainly. That's one of my jobs, after all.
Mm,
Okay, now we can fucking
All right,
let
so
her rip.
she will take you around this part first. She will point out that this isn't actually water. This is like blood from harvested bodies that's just been circulating.
Oh,
And
gross.
like basically they slaughter creatures and drink their blood down here, but uh any remnants is basically circulated and refiltered for them to use. Like it's like dirty blood basically, but they all sort of live off of it down there in this section of the city.
Interesting.
Um, this is where like the Vire live. These are like the vampires that are fed goats and cattle instead of like pure blood, which are like humans and elves and other creatures like that, like humanoid creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like they're pretty much virtually malnourished at all times. Like they don't have the powers that the actual vampires do, and so they sort of just live down here separate from the higher classes. Like, and of course it's a class-based system.
Hmm.
So like usually depending on like what these people do, like what the citizens do, like they can basically earn their rations in the form of either like pure blood or animal blood.
So like they work for food, basically.
Yeah, so like the government officials and just overall more like biggest contributors will be given um like pure blood as opposed to animal blood. So for instance, like government workers, like experienced like military personnel, um the rich basically as well. Like
Hmm.
they're all given the royalty, everyone like that, they're all given like pure blood. And then people who are basically like subsistence people, like they just do stuff for themselves, like merchants and all that. Like they usually barter with animal blood or deal with animal blood. Like you'll see, like she shows you a bunch of markets where it's just like nothing but cows and pigs and goats and just like other creatures that have been captured out in the wilds that are being sold off to other vampires or other vires, basically. And you can tell like the difference immediately between Lilith, who's a pure vampire, and the vires. Like the vires are more pale and their skin is saggy and they look
Gross.
gaunt all the time. And then like Lilith looks like very young in comparison and like tout skinned and all that, like fair skinned.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Is there
um,
anywhere you want to go, Glug?
yes. Glug is going to turn to Lilith and say, I've got a few of these new tools on me, and I would like to inspect them, find more about them. Is there a shop
Oh,
where
by
I
the way,
can get
you
some
guys
tools?
have all your stuff back except the arms and legs that you took from the factory.
Oh, we don't have the
Oh,
arms.
that
And okay,
sucks.
that's okay. Do we still have the guns?
Yeah, you still have the guns. They just took the arms and legs.
Okay, so I still have enough to tinker with then. Um, Good to know, though. Good to know. Make note of that.
So what objects do you pull out, Glug?
So he has like one of the guns, and he's got these like a few copper wires, some rods, some little just like parts that came from a turret gun, and he just kind of wants to kind of tinker with them and fiddle with them and see how they're all connected and how they work and start understanding and learning that sort of thing. So he wants to go to a shop to pick up some tools.
So Lilith directs you to like a small shop not far from the prison, right here, and points you in and says, I believe this is what you're looking for?
This looks like the right kind of place. Iku, would you care to come with me?
Well, I'll be right behind you.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna call this Machine Shop. Why? Okay, there we go. Alright, so you guys walk in, and the door, it's like right before you could grab the handle of the door, it like slides sideways. Like,
Hello.
and you see a massive assortment of cogs and other items like wearing away, like making various objects, as if like it's very similar to the factory that you were in when right before you fought Isaiah. Like things are just being assembled, like various objects, and you see a bearded man fast to work on something, but you don't know what it is.
Glug walks in.
All right.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are you the owner of the shop?
Yes, indeed.
Might I ask your name?
The name is Sean.
Alright, Sean. Well, I'm Glug. I'm looking for some tools that can help me figure out that can help me tinker with.
Well, you've come to the perfect place. What can I get for you?
Glug is looking for tinker's tools. And if you have any other oddities, might be interested in.
All right, Tinkerer's tools are going to be 1 silver.
1 silver, you got it.
And then you're looking for oddities?
Yeah, like random assortment of parts.
So those parts. You mean just scrap?
Sure.
He says, well, I suppose I could throw something together, and he just like looks on the floor and scrapes up a bunch of wire clippings and cogs, like just washers, nuts, and bolts. And he says, here, like hands you a small metal tin full of wires, nuts, and bolts. And he says, I mean, this is all I've got in terms of scrap for the moment, unless you want more dedicated material.
What do you mean by dedicated material?
Well, we got ingots, we got sheet metal. I mean, I don't know what you can do with these scraps, but you could probably do a lot more with the raw materials.
All right. What kind of raw material might you recommend for someone who is new to this sort of hobby?
Well, there's aluminum.
Aluminum, all right.
It's easy to work with. Well, a roll of sheet aluminum will probably get you, it's probably going to be a gold. But it'll last a while, as long as you're not careless.
All right. He gives him 1 gold.
And he hands you a heavy-ass roll of aluminum, which is about 40 pounds of metal.
Oh my god. Okay.
Holy shit.
you're almost like he hands it to you and you like almost smash your fingers because you're not expecting it to be so heavy.
You know what? I have an idea, actually. I did not realize how heavy this was going to be. How about half the metal for half the price?
All right, so he like goes back and he just brings a smaller roll.
Okay, cool. So I'll just give him a half a gold for the smaller roll of aluminum.
And okay, so you already got your tinkerer's kit and your roll of aluminum.
And
What are you trying to make? Or are you just like,
this is just kind of the flavoring for my dip into Artificer later.
oh, okay.
So he's just like getting what he thinks he might need, and he's gonna try and do stuff with it later.
He says, "Is that all?"
Yes, I think that will be all for me. Do you need anything here, friend? Turning to Iku.
Yes. Perhaps something. I have this here, you see. It's a little unorthodox. And I produce a syringe gun schematic and canister with pin schematic. And I
It's
say,
quite the primitive design here.
primitive, you say?
And it's quite old.
Yes, well, tell me, looking at these devices, would you be able to help me acquire the raw materials for them?
Well, this is just a basic canister and injection modification to an existing gun. All it really would take is rubber tubing and some of that aluminum there that I just gave to your partner.
Yes, then all I need is rubber tubing.
Well, we certainly have that here.
And what of the canister?
The canister can just be made from milled aluminum. It's not too difficult.
Excellent. Now tell me. Well,
And you want to do aluminum. It's corrosion resistant, and whatever liquid you put in there is not going to damage the gun.
I sort of lean forward and I whisper very conspiratorially, and I say, "Listen, can I trust you, Sean?"
What are you about to tell me? It depends.
I have something most unusual, but I can only show it to you if you keep its existence very, very secret.
He looks almost nervous, and he says, "Well, it can't be against the law. Is that what you're trying to show me? Something illegal here?"
No, of course not. But you know what? Perhaps it's a request for another day. If you could sell me the rubber tubing, I believe I'll have all I need.
All right, your call. And he says, "It's 2 silver for this," and he hands you like a small bit of rubber tubing.
I sort of pat myself down and I say, "My money! And then I realize I had given all of my gold to Frankie, who then turned to stone.
Oh no.
And then I sort of look at Glug, and I look at what's her name? This new person.
Lilith.
Lilith.
And I say,
Yeah.
I'm a bit short.
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll cover the cost of this, but I want to be involved in this project. It looks interesting.
How about this? If you're willing to produce me whatever these schematics create. I'll sell it to you for 2 silver. Both the schematics. A silver apiece.
Are you talking about to the blacksmith? Or not the blacksmith,
No,
the
to
machine
Glug.
shop? Oh, okay.
If Glug
Wait.
will spot the purchase for the rubber tubing, I'll just sell Glug both schematics. If you promise to like make me one of whatever these things are.
So I get the schematics, and I still get to be involved in the project because I'm helping make it.
Well, yeah, I was ultimately planning on just asking you to make it. So what
Oh.
I'm doing right now is buying the rubber tubing, and then I was gonna give you everything anyways.
Oh, okay.
But this is a way of
Oh.
just being like, yeah, if I'll just you do me a solid, I'll do you a solid kind of a situation.
I think that is a fair deal. All right.
Very well. Then here you are, Glug. And I give Glug the schematics and the rubber tubing. And then the 2 gold or the 2 silver basically just go straight to the dude, Sean.
And the 2 silver. You got it.
Alright, it says, well, if that's all you guys need, I think I'll get back to it.
Well, what is it that you are working on?
Can't say. This is a little project that the guys upstairs put me up to.
Can he get a peek and just what does it look like? Does it look like anything at this point?
So you can tell it's very similar to the machines you encountered at the factory. Like
Hmm.
it's like bipedal with wires, but it's much larger than he is, and he's
Okay.
like doing work inside of it.
Interesting. All right. I think Glug has everything he needs.
Yep. Iku has everything he needs.
All right. Exit the shop. Is there anywhere else you need to stop by, Iku? Anything else you need to pick up?
Are we still getting the tour?
Yeah, you're still on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can go wherever you want, but she's gonna like if you have questions for her, she can explain it.
Yeah, no, for now I'm content to just explore the city. I do have big plans, Glug. Big plans. But I need to get my bearings first.
Of course. We will continue with the tour.
All right, so she leads you around the rest of the city. Forgot to bring you guys. So she brings you to here, which is it looks to be like a large temple right over here. And she says, this isn't an ordinary temple. This is one of the biggest defenses of the city.
The biggest
So-
defenses in the city, you say? How so?
Well, long time ago, someone discovered that a soul can be turned into immense arcane energy. So they stored these souls in these large pillars, which can form a protective shield on the city in case it was ever attacked.
Fascinating. And I sort of look at Glug and I say, weaponized souls. Imagine the power.
Oh.
Iku, you've dealt with weaponized souls before.
I have, yes. So they have that technology here. So Iku's excited.
But it looks
about
far
this.
more sophisticated than what you've seen.
Yeah, that fucking guy also called Isaiah's sketches. I guess that was from 1,000 years ago, though. That's why he. God, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Okay.
Wait, can you tell me what happened? What were you remembering?
So the canister with pin schematic and the syringe gun schematic
Yeah, you found in
I
Isaiah's
found in
headquarters.
Isaiah's lab 1,000 years ago, but Sean in the machine shop
Oh yeah, yeah,
made a
yeah.
comment that like, yeah, this is like really like old school. I was like primitive. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's 1,000 years in the future. Um,
But you see, like this temple has like a blue light that slowly like swirls up into the ceiling through a hole. And you look around the dome and you see like there's a few other areas that also do the same thing, like a few beams of light that like go back up into the ceiling.
hmm.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Would it be possible to get a closer look at how this works?
She says, I can't do that. This is a secret only for the highest order.
But of course. Very well.
Um, she takes you over to here, and it's like a gated area, and she says, "This is a casino. This is where a lot of gambling takes place. I don't really like that these have been normalized in the city, but I guess the taxes need to be made from somewhere." And it's like a
Interesting.
very bright and extravagant casino, like in this area.
A casino within a single economic system, such as this, fascinating. They must surely control the city, no?
Not exactly. It nothing controls Arcanon.
Of course, of course.
Oh man. I want to stop at every place. Oh gosh.
It's like a gambling district, basically. Like
Yeah.
like it's fairly alive.
Very lively.
And you also hear the faint sound of like EDM coming from coming from one of a few of the buildings.
Nice. Future music.
Okay. Gambling district.
As we are walking to the next location, can I cast Prestidigitation to turn. Ah, fuck, what's her name again?
Lilith.
Lilith.
Lilith. To turn Lilith's boots a color that they already are.
All right. So as you do this, Lilith is going to say, "I caught that, Yiku.
Whatever.
You'd be wise not to do that here. You know what you did."
And if, pray tell, someone did this thing, which I know you know I did, then what would happen?
I'd be forced to take action, and you'd go back to the prison.
Very well. Good to know.
Shall we continue?
And I
Oh, what did you say, Glug?
Did you say anything, Glug?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking.
Oh. All right, what were you saying, Yiku?
Oh, I was just saying I sort of like bow and sort of gesture that we should go on ahead.
Before you guys go any further, Lilith's gonna say, "I do have something for you, though." And she hands two small objects to each of you. And she says, "Put those in your right ear."
Okay.
You guys, so Glug, you do it?
What do they look like?
They have, it's like a small, like, stopper, it looks like, a piece, like a circular piece. And she tells you to insert the stopper into your ear, your right ear.
Okay, he does it.
All right. So you hear Lilith's voice like penetrate your head, sort of as if like she's like whispering in your ear almost. And she says, "In case that we get separated at any time, I can reach you."
Oh, oh, interesting. He takes it out and looks at it again and examines it a little bit before he puts it back in.
Iku, I'm assuming you do the same or no?
Yeah, after seeing Glug's response, I'll go ahead and do it,
Yeah,
but not before.
it's a device of communication between you guys and Lilith in case you become separated.
Okay, okay. Basically an earpiece.
Yeah, Bluetooth headset.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So no one can know if you're actually talking to them or not. All right.
Oh,
So you guys have a wireless means to communicate with Lilith now. And you guys continue. Oh, let me put this for future reference.
yes.
So you guys are passing by a large rock that is jutting with beautiful crystals, but Lilith doesn't really say much about it. And you pass by the bazaar. Hold on. I'll go ahead and label that too. Passed by the bazaar that she had like gestured towards that had various farm animals, and you stumble upon military barracks. And Lilith explains that this is where the Vire scouts basically train, and the Vire scouts are in charge of like patrolling the countryside of Alvaros to basically enforce Arcanon's long arm. And the Vire scouts are basically working to earn like purity, which are like becoming a pure vampire.
Earn purity.
Oh. So is everyone in the city a vampire?
Nearly. There are a few humans like that man you met at the machine shop, but they are loyal, and we don't hurt our loyalists. That goes for allies too.
Tell me something. Do you vampires eat food like the rest of the
No,
mortals do?
we eat flesh and blood.
Then maybe there's some meat here I could eat.
Well, yeah, they do. So Vire do eat like meat from animals, and they drink blood too. But pure bloods can only eat like humanoids, basically,
Okay.
like pure humanoids, like humans and elves and the like.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll find meat. So you go back to the bazaar, and you see a butcher.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not necessarily looking for meat. I was just curious.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just
I
curious
guess
if there would be any food.
the humans in the place have to be able to eat something too, if it's not all vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do
Okay.
they keep the like human cattle?
There's farms on the outskirts
There's
where they
farms.
keep
Oh my
all of that.
god.
What?
Jeez, that's dark.
That is dark. Jeez. Okay.
All right. Terry Barracks.
Lilith takes a moment to explain this because I feel like it needs to be explained. But It actually is pretty dark. So the relationship between the humans and the vampires. So the vampires like took over basically. Like, well, Arcanon had some influence in the city, but um, he fully took over it basically when you guys released him from Isaiah's clutches, and he uh he made a deal with the humans that he wouldn't drive to like make them extinct or like fully take control of them as long as they like gave him offerings. So basically there's a subsect of humans out there that are being raised solely for the purpose of harvesting blood.
Oh my god.
Mm, mm, mm.
So they have entire colonies dedicated to like feeding these vampires.
Oh man.
And
I want to know more about the culture of those communities. Like, do they, is it an honor for them to be sacrificed, or is it this horrific thing that happens when you come of age?
so
Oh my god.
there's regular human settlements all across the continent. Every month they have to give tribute to the vampires, and so they select like elderly or whoever like necessarily like whoever like they can give that isn't a detriment to their communities, and like that wouldn't become a detriment to their communities. And so these people are sent to the colonies, and the colonies are self-sustaining too. uh like they have children like the others, but like their whole purpose is that they eventually get harvested. Like the humans are very subservient on this continent.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, good thing I'm like undead.
Good thing I'm a goblin and a vampire. I already have dirty blood because I'm a goblin.
Yeah,
It just says
interesting.
it's vile to a human, at least. These humans have accepted their fate.
Hmm.
And she's takes you to like like a room, and it's very similar to the room that you encountered on wrong place. It's very similar to the room that you encountered on in the factory, except for this one's a little bit like older looking, and it has like buttons and an interface in it. And she motions for you to get inside.
Okay. Go inside.
All right, so Iku, you see Glug go inside with Lilith.
Okay, yep. I
All right, so
will. I
Lilith
will
presses the. Oh,
sneak off. Can I make a stealth check?
okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you vanish, active camouflage engaged, and you fade into the shadows. And Lilith, perception goes off wisdom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure.
I will
Okay.
also change my appearance.
So she doesn't see you, but then she looks in your direction.
Oh shit. I'm just gonna sort of like walk off around this corner, you know?
She says to Glug, "Stay here a moment."
Oh shit. Okay, do I see her following me? I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking break out in a sprint. And I'm gonna drop the illusion because I'm definitely piecing together that she's fucking tracking my magic.
So
So I
she
will be like dashing to like get the fuck away, dashing and rogue dashing to triple dashing.
all right, so you are running, and Glug, you see this.
Yeah.
She produces two, oh god, that's fucking giant. Two of these out of her palm, which slowly like circle the area.
Okay, yeah, I definitely do not have my magic on anymore. I'm continuing to be stealthy, and I am just gonna try to kind of evade her, but I do want to ultimately circle back around to Glug if I can.
Iku, you feel a voice in your ear, and it says, "You're making a very grim decision."
And I say, oh, I forgot you were there in my ear. And I say, Glug, can you hear me too?
Can I hear him too?
Yeah, you can hear him.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm not gonna go far, but I want to see. Iku wants to see if he can if he can evade her. If it's like if she's evadable and what she will do. But I'm actually not that interested in taking off. I'm just curious to see what happens. So I will.
So these
secretly
two
observe.
orbs are going to be circling far overhead
Okay.
as they like, and Lilith is going to walk back to Glug and say, "You should tell me what your friend is up to."
I don't know what he's up to. He's a dodgy one. You should know this.
Well, it's not me that he'll end up answering to. It's Arcanon.
That is his problem.
So be it. And she is going to click something in her hand. And after a moment, God, these fucking things are giant when they appear. Scouts are going to slowly trickle in.
Holy shit.
Hey, all right. Hey, is there anything in this room that I could have like grabbed?
Grabbed,
Well,
but there's lots of buttons.
oh, there's lots of buttons. I don't want to retcon what's already happened. We can just keep going. It's okay.
So these scouts are going to say, Inquisitor, what is the problem? It seems that one of our friends have slipped away, but he's not far. Find him and detain him. And they are going to spread out. So you see them like just searching for you, Iku.
Okay, okay.
Well,
So
yeah,
you're just
Glug
going
will
to
tell
continue
him.
hiding.
So
You,
are they like they're continuing to search like the local area, I guess? Or like what is their plan?
I mean, until they find you. Gonna
Hmm.
roll perception on some of them.
I will. What is this building I've currently got?
It's just like a residential slum house.
Okay, a residential slum house, eh?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. How tall is this wall behind me?
Oh, it's like a 90-foot rock wall.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just maintain my stealth and just continue observing, see what happens. I'm just curious to see what the Inquisitor is going to do with Glug.
Don't know. Lilith is gonna ask Glug though. She'd be like, "You didn't put him up to this, did you?"
Why would I do that? It would be foolish on my part. I've already
Well,
been promised a high position.
you weren't
What would I gain
promised
from fucking
anything.
with that?
Iku was promised a high position. In fact, you
Oh.
were spared on behalf of him.
No
Maybe
promises.
perhaps you should help us find him.
Shit, what does Glug do?
I mean, you can help him try and look for me. I really don't have any intention to go far. Really, just so you're aware, Barrett, once these scouts like get away, I'm just gonna rejoin the group.
Oh.
I'm like literally just gonna step right back over.
All right. So, well, they have no reason to leave though. They're looking for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I guess I'll just have to continue hiding wherever I'm hiding. Or
So,
maintaining my
An hour passes,
Good God.
and
Oh,
the scouts
okay.
finally leave.
All right. Yes, at some point, when her back is turned, I would just like to step right over beside Glug, as if I've just been standing next to them, both of them, the whole time.
Lilith walks right up to you, and like almost face to face. She says, "You pull that again, and I'll just have Arcanon come down here and deal with you."
Oh, I wasn't aware that you told Arcanon what to do. My mistake. I'll be more careful next time.
I don't know what he sees in you. You obviously aren't trustworthy.
Nonsense. You can trust me.
She like sneers.
Anyways, I believe we were conducting a tour.
She like huffs and puffs. She's like, "No funny business this time," and she like gestures towards the elevator, and you see the two orbs like swirl around her and then go right up her sleeve, the sleeve of her outstretched hand.
Iku crosses his heart.
So you guys get in, and it's an elevator. And it takes you to the second level of the city.
Oh shit, there's a second level? Oh, wait.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
like the bottom level. Remember, this is where all the blood drains to.
Whoa.
So this is like the dirty blood. So there's going to be multiple levels, and the higher we go, the purer the blood.
Oh shit.
So you guys arrive in a second, more vibrant city, and the sound of music is coming. Like you can hear music, and just like there's so many more people out on the streets than before in the last place.
I'm seeing a lot of labels on here. Are these labels correct?
Yes, I made these. These are correct. So, but your character doesn't exactly know until you
You're right.
visit
Yes, you're
them.
right.
She's just sort of taking us around as part of the tour. Oh, look,
All
there's
right,
an
what-
orphanage.
What there is? Oh, there is. Oh, is that
Rose's
Bograk's not here?
orphanage.
Oh, where is that?
There it is.
Oh, right there. Oh, right.
I like
next
how
to
you
the
guys are so
university.
fucking like excited about this too.
It's like our new home. Well, that was always like the home of
Yeah.
our campaign. The base.
The The map is always the best part of any adventure book.
Yes.
Always.
I'm excited.
I know my character doesn't know this, and I won't metagame, but I still,
Right.
yeah. Ray likes to know.
So
Okay,
Lilith.
Glug. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Lilith explains that whereas the people on the bottom go around on foot, there is a transit system that takes people around between this and the Royal District, which is the top of the city.
The Royal District.
So
Whoa.
what?
Oh, I was just gonna ask where the first stop on this rest of the tour is.
So she points to the alchemist. The text is kind of fucked up. The Alchemical Association and the Herbalist Shop, which are side by side, and they're essentially run by two sisters.
I would like to go into the Alchemical Association.
All right, so you go in and you smell a faint. You smell a faint chemical herby smell as soon as you walk in, like an earthy chemical smell.
Okay, in the alchemist shop. Do I see anybody? Is anybody there?
Yes, you see a very tall and thin woman manning the counter. And what
Excuse
do
me,
you want, little one?
I'm here to look at your products.
Well, look no further. And how can I help you on this dreary day?
Well, it would help me to know your name, first of all.
Esmeralda. And my sister Izmir is next door. Or Finna, sorry, wrong person. Finna is next door.
Okay. Well, Esmeralda, I've never seen a shop quite like yours, and I was curious about the type of things you have for sale.
Well, I can sell you materials and specimens, and you can be on your way. Or I can do projects for you. Or if you're more akin to joining, I can have that done as well. Joining our association.
Uh,
What?
what kind of stuff do they sell there?
They sell potions and alchemical supplies, but I mean, you can also join the association and learn about alchemy.
Interesting. Oh gosh. I don't know what I want to do because I want to do everything. I think well, let's see. I could probably use another health potion.
Yeah, you can
Do you
buy
need
plenty of health potions here.
Do you need anything from an alchemical association, Iku?
I do not. Not at this time. Although I'm a little curious about the Herbalist Emporium.
Okay.
So you guys don't want to buy anything from the association.
Not right now. I think I want to visit Finna's
All right.
first.
So you visit Finna's Herbalist Emporium, and you immediately see a bunch of plants kind of locked in these like large glass tubes. And Finna looks exactly like her sister does. Like a tall, pale, slender woman. She smiles at you, and you see fangs. So it occurs to you that she is a vampire, and her sister probably is as well.
You must be Finna of the Herbalist
Yes.
Emporium.
Yes, I believe you've met my sister already.
I have something that might interest you. How
And what
much,
is that?
how valuable would a 1,000-year-old apple be to you?
1,000 years?
I produce one of my apples.
Where did you get those again?
They're just apples from, I think, like the market. I think Tosh gave me apples.
Oh, are they like from Galen or something?
Yeah, I don't completely remember, but they're just apples I literally have in my inventory from like 1,000 years in the past.
So you hand like a juicy red apple that's slightly ripened, like overripe, to finish. Says, "This is just an apple. There's nothing special. I don't see anything old about this."
Ah, but it's not just any apple, Finna. It's an apple that has moved through time 1,000 years. Why, there's no one out there who's ever experienced such a thing as a 1,000-year-old apple, and you could be one of the few mortal souls to experience such a flavor.
Roll me a persuasion check as you're doing this.
Let's go.
What a way to sell an apple. Oh, shit.
This is this the only one?
I have 3 such apples.
I will buy them all.
But I can't part with such a treasure easily. Do you have anything of equal worth? I'm amiable to a trade.
She thinks for a moment, and she says, "Yes, but it will take some time for you to make use of these." And she procures a vial of seeds, and she says, "Perhaps this could be a very mutual relationship. You could take these and benefit from their growth, and also you could record the results and bring them back to me. I've been wanting to plant these forever, but I haven't been able to make travel. Perhaps you can do it."
Perhaps. What do the seeds grow into?
Not entirely sure. They require volcanic ash, according to the original owner.
And this is worth a 1,000-year-old apple, you think?
Well, the person they came from was a master alchemist, like my sister.
She's... and I can roll insight. She's being genuine?
She's being genuine. She wants someone to study these.
And she wants to give me this for all 3 apples?
For all 3 apples. If not, she's willing to part with gold.
You know what? That's fine. Let's see what's up. I'll give her
All right, so
the
you get
1,000-year-old apples.
3 plum-sized seeds.
Plum-sized seeds.
That's a big seed.
That is a big seed.
Dang.
Plum-sized.
She says,
I wonder what this will grow into.
Oh, wait.
"There is a secluded island off the coast of Alboros that has a volcano that produces thick ash that's great for growing things in. Very fertile soil. Those seeds if you plant those seeds in that volcanic ash, you can conclude my experiment, and whatever you get from it is yours."
Yes. It seems to be my fate to tamper with ash. Very well. I accept this
That was a good one.
I accept her trade.
Okay.
Does Glug see this like seed that
Yeah,
Ethan
it's
got?
like it looks almost like the pit to like a fruit. Like you can
Okay.
recognize it. If you can do a nature check if you want to like
Could I?
try and get more. Yeah.
All right. Iku, may I take a closer look at that? I think I might recognize
But of course.
Evelyn. Okay. And here we go. 24!
Oh, holy
So
cow.
you recognize immediately that they're fruits of some sort. They're like fruit seeds of some sort, but you don't recognize the fruit at all. They're just like
Okay.
large porous pits that she's handed to Iku.
Well, all I can say is it is some type of fruit. That's the best that I got.
Very well. A fruit. Perhaps it'll be of some value.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Okay.
I bid thee
All right.
farewell, Finna. A fine trade.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
All right.
All right, so Lilith is going to guide you to the cathedral, which is a large, like, towering cathedral that almost touches the ceiling of the cavern above. And she says, "This is not in use anymore. It's mostly a club. But it was once a great cathedral that the people of this city worshipped the gods of light."
They
You
worship
said
the
it's a
gods
club
of...
now?
Go on.
What?
You said it's a club now?
Yeah, it's just like a nightclub in a cathedral.
Oh,
Like you see like
okay.
lights coming from it, like chromatic.
All right.
So yeah, they used to worship Aziel in this place, and ever since Arcanon took over, that quickly faded.
Interesting. So this is an old temple to
Yeah,
Azrael?
it's an old cathedral.
Might be something useful in here.
Oh.
But the club is called Epitaph, which I forgot how to spell. Hold on. I don't think that's how. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how
Did
to
you want to
spell
go in there, Iku?
it. I'm a little curious, but I don't wish to linger. I mostly
As you
just
guys,
want to see what the state of it is.
as you guys go in, there's like a bouncer outside, and he says, "Do you have a pass?"
Glug points at Lilith.
I point at Lilith.
And he says, "A pass is required for all three of you."
I look at Lilith.
She says, "I will get them passes in the meantime, but we just want to look around." And he says, "All right, Inquisitor." And he undoes the rope and lets you guys in. And you guys go in, and it's like, I don't have a map for it, but it's a large like disco slash like bar that's like popping off, and you see like everyone seems to be a vampire in this club, like because you see like the drinks are blood and like liquor mixed together and stuff like that. Like the bartenders are like, there's like little fountains of blood everywhere.
Okay, okay. Interesting.
Lilith mentions that this is the this is the common theme of the this district is that the elite come here to party, and some of them live here too.
What is the purity level of this blood that they have here?
Oh, it's pure. This is like human slash like just humanoid blood, basically.
Glug wants a drink.
Glug, you take a drink and you feel it surge. You feel like this like surge throughout your body that you've never felt before. And it's like invigorating and you want to drink more.
Oh, that's some good shit.
And so you drink some more. And it's just like it's like nectar of the gods. It's so fucking delicious. It's unreal. Like imagine the best drink you've had IRL, like this is basically it times 10. It's
Can he
addicting.
take some to go?
So you ask the bartender, and he gives you a styrofoam cup with a straw, and he's like, "Have at it."
Awesome. Yep.
He really does hand you a styrofoam cup with a straw.
Yep. He's just gonna hold that and walk around with it.
So you have a cup of blood.
Okay.
Iku, you see this, and you're like, "Oh God."
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna let my vampire friend be a vampire.
Yeah, you better. Don't want me hangry.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get no complaints from me.
All right, so like the music is vibing.
So what I'm really curious about, just looking around, is what traces of Azael are left, and what the
Maybe a perception check.
what the structure of this is like. Perception. There we go.
So you don't notice anything of Isaiah. You assume that it's just been scrubbed clean by the occupiers. And we see vaulted ceilings like in a typical cathedral, but they've been replaced with like various lights and fixtures projecting downward onto the club patrons and various like dazzling lights and arrays. Like it's just a church that's been converted into a club.
Right, okay. Little remains here of the God of Light. I've seen enough. I'm afraid there's nothing for me here. At least not now. And we can leave, basically whenever.
All right, so you guys leave, and basically, like the bread district and the cathedral district are all like residential houses.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's nothing too extravagant. There's like mansions, like in areas like here. This is someone's mansion, like one of the elite's mansions, and then over here, like this is another mansion. And then over here is the grand vestibule, which is like this is the way, like this is where the transit, it's like where the transit basically goes to and from, like around the city. So like you see like these trains going at high speeds, like subterranean trains. You've never seen anything like it.
Never. This is crazy technology.
Yeah.
Oh.
We can tell there for transportation?
Yeah, you see people getting in and getting on and off of them.
Things are so different here.
Can't even understand it.
If people get on, it zooms off, and then another link comes right behind it, and people get off of it, and then rinse and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
Oh my.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I guess for now I will just sort of continue with the tour, but I'll keep in mind that we have like these ultra fast methods of travel.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys go through, and she'll tell you about the university. This is where all the scholars go and live nearby. Um, this is a metro entrance, just another way to get to the metro. And over here is the Adventures Guild, where you can partake in adventuring around the continent for fulfilling tasks for the city
Hmm.
And getting
Okay.
paid.
and getting paid.
I like the sound of
Hey,
that.
I do need some more money, probably, because
I
I have
need
ideas of things I want.
I need any amount of money.
So are you guys going to the Adventurers Guild?
You wanna?
I mean, we do need work. I'm
So you
completely
guys, oh,
broke.
sorry.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Is I'm just
Yeah.
broke.
So the university doubles as a library as well. So let me,
Ooh, good to know.
I forgot to mention that. So university, library. All right. So you guys go to the Adventurers Guild, and you walk in, and there's several people already like talking to the directors inside.
What kind of people?
People look dressed pretty much like you guys. Like armor, swords. Some of them are rangers. There's a couple of mages that you can recognize.
Okay. Um, Glug turns to Iku and says, I think I will leave the talking to you on this one. You did pretty good convincing that shopkeeper of making that trade. You seem talented with this.
Well, I happen to have something she might have wanted. It's easy when you know what people want. Okay, so we're basically just signing ourselves up.
So the way it works is they have different jobs, and you just sign yourself up to the jobs you want to do, and that's that. That's how you get started.
All right.
Easy.
What are some of the jobs?
So you see various like slaying jobs. Like there's someone with like a rat infestation, like large rats have infested their house, and then you see other people who have um, like there's a troll that has taken up residence in a cavern. You see a couple that there's a thieves problem where they just need like a general enforcer in their town, and no one was up to the task in there, so they're reaching out to the Adventurers Guild. Um, what kind of job are you guys looking to do?
Iku, do you have a preference?
Well, it's a little tricky for me to do what I need to do around here. I can't use my usual tricks without everyone being on to me. I sort of cut a look at Lilith. Side eye.
See, roll me a perception check.
17.
You see her smirk.
Yeah. Preferably whatever we do would be outside of this place.
Well, yes, magic is a little bit difficult to use in this place, but for good reason. We can find you a job elsewhere. And he will point to a map of Albaros, and he'll say, this city to the north, Savania, has been dealing with a very unusual issue, and they need some investigation, someone to get down to the bottom of it.
Savania.
And let me bring you to the world map real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Savania is right here. You guys are here. Savania is here.
Okay.
Okay, other side of the mountains.
Yep.
We gotta cross the mountains.
No problem.
Actually,
So
with
back in the
me, it'll be
city.
no problem.
So he says if you meet with the town mayor, they'll guide you in the right path. But no one else, the last people who have taken this this job haven't come back. So be warned. This could get a little difficult.
What's the payout?
The payout, and he like flips through a book and he says 400 gold. And that's what's being offered by the town, not us. We usually give a base rate about 100 gold per job.
That's a big payout.
That's a big payout.
It is. But it seems that they're looking for people who are qualified for this, and the last group apparently wasn't. The mayor hasn't heard from them, and neither have we. The Vire would do it, but they're tied up elsewhere with the war and all.
Yes, perhaps this is suitable for us. One big job, eh, Glug?
Plug
Lilith interjects and says, remember, Arcanon wants you to go out west to handle that goblin problem.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yes, perhaps we'd ought to do that first.
Yes, perhaps the goblins first, and then the other problem. Is there a timeline for this one?
They'd like to see you out in at least a week. We have plenty of dirigibles available, so traversing the mountains to get there shouldn't be an issue.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. So we can actually travel overland much faster too.
Yes. This city uses dirigibles to travel long distances.
What is that?
What's a dirigible?
It's a ship / balloon. It's like a hot air balloon ship.
Oh.
Okay. So we would fly?
Yep.
Now that sounds like a fine idea.
we
Soaring
could-
above the land like a bird.
We could get it done fairly quickly, I think.
Yes, I like the sound of this.
You know, if we do this job first, get paid for it, we can come back to the city, get better gear, so we're better able to handle the job that Arcanon wants us to do. Right?
Lilith says, I'm afraid it's in a bit short order. I don't think you'll have
Alright.
time to wait on this mission.
Alright. I guess we will be going to the goblins.
Realistically, it's like you have a. So. The problem, the issue is, it'll take you 3 days, I think, to get to Savania,
Mm-hmm.
and so like you have a week to basically get there and do your job, but Arcanon has tasked you to immediately handle this problem to the west because it's just of great value.
Gotcha. And he wants us to like kill the goblins or just
He wants you to retake control of the silver mine that these goblins have taken control of.
Oh. Okay.
And also, Lilith mentions that there's a high priority hostage that the goblins have taken that he needs to be like secured as well.
Oh, okay. So this actually does sound a bit more urgent than what I originally remembered. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the goblins we should go for first.
Yeah, that seems to make sense. Will we be traveling by air?
Lilith says, unfortunately, no. We don't want the goblins to know that we're coming. They may kill the hostage if they get too scared.
Do we have to travel through mountains to get to the goblins?
Yes, but the path is very clear. It shouldn't take us any much longer.
All right.
Very well. If it's pressing, then it seems we ought to do this first.
I agree.
So, I guess we could still conclude our tour of the city, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've technically only been here for like 2 hours. Or 3 hours.
Well, yeah, let's keep going on our tour.
All right.
And we'll do the Adventurers Guild thing after the goblin.
Yeah. While we're walking, I will ask, say, Lilith, where exactly is our companions, Bagrak and Ash, anyway?
They were sent off to a quarry. Arcanon saw it appropriate that they be held there just until that he can trust you some more. We know how important the boy is to you, and we know how important the orc is to you as well. They won't be harmed.
Very well. So long as they're fed and kept alive.
So you guys pass by. She mentions that it's a library. She shows you a grand coliseum. And it's not in use right now. But this is where they host a lot of entertainment in regards to like it also is a center for betting as well. Like it's one of the biggest like gambling centers in the city.
Ooh.
That is cool.
And there's also a thing you can do is if you have a problem with someone, instead of handling it with litigation, you basically it's like a trial by combat. You hire people to fight for you in the arena, and the winner gets like whatever the settlement is.
Oh shit.
So if you have a problem with someone and saying I'm going to sue you, it's my guy can beat up your guy.
Pokemon fight.
All right. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's very interesting. I wonder if we can exploit that later.
Perhaps.
Oh, maybe.
I'll stash this in my folder of schemes.
She points to a brewery and she says, some people don't find blood enough for their taste. They decide to mix it with various liquors. I believe you saw that in the cathedral not long ago.
Glug takes a slurp from his to-go cup.
So you guys pass through some more residential things. This bridge isn't really broken. More mansions. You get to what used to be shipyards, and Lilith explains that this is where, like, basically before Arcanon took over, this this area used to be a port that they would send ships out of the through the rivers, out of the mountains, and that's how they conducted trade. But ever since they discovered like flight and all of that, that's like the brunt of their trade. That's how they get stuff done.
Interesting.
And then finally, the blacksmith's quarters, or the blacksmith and the merchant's quarters. This is where all the like high value merchants live, and their shops are.
Ooh.
It's like an upgraded bazaar.
Blacksmith.
He's also a gunsmith.
I was gonna ask if there's a gunsmith. Ah,
Well, yeah, he makes both guns and swords and armor.
can I visit the gunsmith?
All right.
Where that is. He goes in. Who does he see in there?
You don't see anything. In fact, the store looks like it's been ransacked.
What? Can I look? Shit. I don't see. Okay, I look around the store, around corners and stuff. Do I see anybody like unconscious or signs of a struggle
You
or anything
search
like
the
that?
store and you go upstairs to the top floor and you find a man hanging from a noose in his bedroom with several blood like cuts in his body and blood dripping down from it.
Oh, I was not expecting this. I call Iku on the earpiece. And
Iku
I tell
goes
him,
in and
yeah.
Lilith follows him like right after.
Oh my.
And
Before they get there, could I have searched the body?
okay, you search the body. Roll me a perception or investigation. Sorry.
Investigation. 13.
You find that the body has been stabbed with like a dagger, like a smaller knife. The guy didn't die from asphyxiation. He was stabbed to death and just hung like that. And you find a note in his pocket that reads, "I'm on to you and all of your little gang. You'll rue the day that you crossed me."
Uh, Dude, okay. Well, whenever they get in, well, whenever my party gets in the room, I'm gonna show the evidence to both of them.
So Lilith comes in and she says, "Well, see, we're not clean of that gang violence." She says this is a common thing, unfortunately. And she like cuts the rope and the body like slumps to the floor in a puddle of blood. And she explains that there has been issues with like rival gangs killing each other.
Rival gangs killing each other. Vampire against vampire, eh?
Well, you say that, but this person is not a vampire. It was a human.
Well, that she cut down.
Yeah, she cut a human down.
Right, okay. Maybe I misunderstood. I thought she said there were gangs.
Yeah, they're gangs, but she didn't elaborate on like what they were. She's like, it's just gang shit.
Okay.
We'll get this cleaned up.
Interesting. So the humans are definitely like second-class citizens.
pretty much.
No doubt about it.
Can I take something from this store not in view of Lilith?
All right.
I, if this is a
Make me a
firearms store,
sleight of
oh, yeah.
hand on whatever you're
Sleight.
trying to take. First of all, what are you looking for?
First of all, I want another gun,
All right. So what type of gun?
a small handgun.
All right. So you find a gun that has this strange, like, rotating contraption in the center of it, unlike the gun that you found in the factory. And like it looks enticing. You want it. So, is that what you're choosing?
Um. Oh, see, I know what I want to look for, but I don't know if Flug would know to look for it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
is it similar to the guns that you found in the factory or not? Or like
Well, or a grenade, or like a weapon that can explode. But I don't know if he even knows that sort of thing
you don't
exists.
find any, yeah, but you wouldn't find anything like that in here.
Okay.
It's like basic stuff.
Okay, then gun, and if there's ammo like next to that gun, that would likely be for that gun.
Yeah, you find ammo next to it.
Okay, so
So
that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
you find a 6-shot revolver, and the ammo for it.
Okay. Do you want me to make that sleight of hand?
Yeah.
29.
You delicately like toss it in your bag without being noticed.
Cool. All right. Well, I got something from here.
And that gun does 2d8 piercing damage. And I'd say it has a 180-foot range, or 2180.
2180.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What are you doing, Iku?
I am not entirely. What I would kind of like to do is inquire with Lilith on the legality of Mordani artifacts. But I want to do it in like a roundabout way that doesn't necessarily like give away that I may have that. Does that make sense?
Okay, well, she's gonna say, like,
I want to probe for it.
she's gonna say, like, what artifacts would you mean?
Oh, not in particular, just any of Mordani origin.
Well, if it's anything that we found on there, we haven't found anything illegal. Particular to Mardan, besides the limbs that you lifted from their factory.
Interesting. So that action isn't like specifically a Mordani?
Oh, that's right, the action drone.
I kind of felt like maybe they didn't notice that it was a drone or something. And so that's
I'll say they missed it. That's my fault. They missed it. She didn't realize that was Mordani.
So yeah, okay, that's exactly what I was kind of thinking is like maybe they like didn't notice that and like so okay, perfect. So I'm gonna kind of get the gist talking to her that shit from Mordani is probably like pretty strictly regulated. given that they're at war
It's
with each other?
regulated, but she will mention your drone, and she says, "We would have taken the drone, but it seems that it's not registered to anyone in particular, so no one can use it yet."
Ah, and what would that entail? Registering the drone.
That to be bound to you and you only.
And how does one do this?
Follow the instructions the drone gives you.
Iku sighs and grimaces. Okay. Yes, well, thank you.
I thought you gave. Wait, did you give that to Glug?
I was going to.
Oh, okay.
I haven't like technically done it, but I had planned to do so.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Unless I'm misremembering Ray, maybe I did.
I
don't
think
know.
you said the same thing, that you intended to give it to Glug, but you hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, I think I was
Yeah.
basically waiting to speak with Glug privately because I figured it was something we had to be careful about. But if she's gonna just come out and be like, yeah, like, about that drone, that thing's actually okay, then I guess that's fine, and I could just, like, give it to Glug at some point when it's natural.
All right.
Especially now that I hear I have to follow instructions to fucking do stuff.
The drone will tell you how to do it, but yeah. Lilith calls some guards over basically, and like they start handling the situation. But she's like, they'll handle it, and starts walking off. Did you hear what I said?
That the guards would handle it?
Yeah.
The registration?
No, the guards will handle the murder scene that you guys just witnessed.
Oh, right, right. Okay.
Sorry, the murder scene.
Yeah, like you guys found the blacksmith like dead in his room.
Right, right, right. Okay. So the town is short a blacksmith.
They're short firearm men. Susan the firearms.
Well, it was both the blacksmith and the gunsmith. He like ran both places.
Gotcha.
So he's a pretty
Dang.
important person.
Yeah.
Yep.
A VIP.
Is this the normal way you handle these sorts of killings?
The investigators will handle it.
Can I do an insight check and see if like she's trying to cover for something?
Go ahead and roll insight.
It feels fishy.
She's being a little sus.
I don't know how good my insight is. Let's see. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. 17?
You don't really find anything suspicious about her reasoning. I mean, she's there for you guys. She's not there to investigate a murder when some other people can do it.
Okay. All right.
And she knows you guys didn't do it. So there's no reason to like question you.
Okay.
So she says, "This concludes the tour of the elite district. There's one more, if you guys are ready."
All right.
Yeah, by all means.
All right, 1 second. So you guys head back into the elevator, and it takes you up to the final topmost layer. And you see a towering dark castle right as you like step out of it.
What is this floor?
This is the royal district. This is Gorsk. This is where Arkanon resides, in the Phlegathon, the river that you saw running throughout the city. This is where it all coalesces.
Ooh.
So we're
Yeah, it's like a
way-
towering dark castle.
Are we way
You guys are at the top,
above,
and
or-
you
Yeah, we're way
yeah,
above.
you're above the elite district,
Hmm.
and you can see portions of the sky like beaming down through narrow cracks in the ceiling. And you
Oh.
see dirigibles that were mentioned before going through like these cracks and flying upwards.
Is that going to be our mode of transportation you were talking about?
Yes.
So what is special about this level? Why is it
This is the
top level?
governing body of Gorsk. This is where Arkanon resides, and this is where his government and council does all of their ruling. You'll find some residents here, but these are the richest people that we have. All
And
the lawmaking happens here.
is this entire place residential, or are there businesses such as the blacksmith we saw on the lower level?
No, there are no businesses here.
Just the residents, I see. So all the important people in one little basket.
Yes, all in one little basket. It's almost like somebody with a weapon could just take them all out in one blow. Very interesting. Obviously, you said that as a player. I was just.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, no, wait.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking
Scared me for a
like
second.
we just collapse it and let them all just fall to their death.
Their city has those defenses, though. Remember?
Just blow up the base. Unless those defenses can like catch a falling column.
Maybe. Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting. The Inquisitor's Academy.
Yep, and she points and says, That was where I trained to be what I am. There are many more like me.
What do they teach you there?
They teach you martial fighting. They teach you how to control your powers as a vampire. How to be investigative, the laws of the land, everything to know about this city, and the history of vampires as well.
Ooh.
Iku sort of looks sideways at Glug, having learned that Glug is a vampire. Seeing Glug's interest.
Mm-hmm. Very interested. Oh gosh. Can anybody attend this academy?
You have to be accepted. A pureblood vampire is the base requirement.
It's a pureblood vampire.
You have to be born as a vampire. Like you can't like drink pure blood or purified blood to Like you can't drink it and become accepted like that. You have to be born, essentially.
Hmm. So not Glug. Oh man.
Not Glug, unfortunately.
Yeah. Right. Interesting.
Glug is technically a Vire by the city standards.
Oh, the lowest
Yeah.
ring of people?
Well, anyone who becomes infected, like they start out as Vires
Okay.
because they're basically fighting feral nature. Like if they, like feral vampires is like basically the point of no return. Like you're so starved for blood, and most people accidentally fall into like ferality because they don't realize that they're vampires. So, like for instance,
Mm.
someone who's bitten by a vampire and they still like continue to eat people food and don't realize that they need blood to like sustain themselves, they become feral. And essentially, what's happening is like your brain is like eating itself. So, like you lose cognitive abilities.
Oh my god.
So you become like a feral creature, and then you are able to like you finally like go after blood, but it's too late. Like
It's
your
like
brain's already destroyed.
Literal brain damage.
Yeah,
rabies.
yeah, like rabies.
Damn.
Very interesting. Okay.
So, like, if you didn't know that you had to drink blood, like, you would have become a feral vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the problem with feral vampires is like they spread vampirism at will. So, like, that means more humans get bitten, and that's less humans that are like able to be harvested because
Ah,
um,
food supply.
humans make up the workforce, like a huge part chunk of the workforce, which is why they don't just harvest all of them. So it's like a delicate balance, and feral vampires kind of fuck that up. So
Okay.
like when there's a feral vampire, they have to go hunt it down and kill it, otherwise it'll just like start fucking things up.
Okay.
Um. Oh man, I really, really. Iku, we gotta find a way to talk to each other without Lilith around.
Yeah.
Um.
I have an ability, but it's only one way.
We'll figure something
We'll figure it out.
So pretty much all that's up here is you have the Inquisitors Academy, you have some residents, but mostly it's mostly governmental buildings, and then the castle that Arcanon resides in. And you find out also that Arcanon has children too.
out.
The
Ganon
children
has
of Argonon?
Yeah, he has two twins.
boys or girls or
It's one boy and one girl. And their names are Silas and Simone.
Silas and Simone.
Yep.
Children of Argonon. Those are good vampire names.
yeah, I like that a lot.
I'll get you their let's see. Pictures.
Can we do a quick pause for a bathroom break?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you're back.
I will show you guys when you come. Told you in a little bit about the Arcanon family. And yes, he has two children.
Does she have a partner?
Does Arcanon have a partner?
Yeah.
Yes, Queen Vitruvia.
By trivia?
Vitruvia.
By trivia.
And I'll get her picture too.
Oh yeah, we were gonna see our pictures.
Yeah. All right, so here is dang it. No, there they are. This is Simone,
Ooh.
and this is Silas.
Oh boy.
And I'll show you the queen.
Okay.
Or what's the female equivalent to lord? Is just lady?
Yeah.
Lord and Lady.
Yeah. Can you hear my chewing? I'm sorry if you can. It's celery.
No.
It's pretty loud.
Discord's cutting it out.
All right, so this is Queen Vitruvia, or Lady Vitruvia. Sorry. Discord. Did you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm taking notes.
Well, my Discord keeps dropping.
Oh.
Okay. So you saw that picture I just sent?
Lady by trivia.
Yeah. All right. So that's the family. That's the Arcanon line
All right.
in all of its majesty.
Okay. Um. Iku, do you have any more questions about the politics here?
Not for now. So they basically just run everything, and since they're immortal, there's no real line. It's just them.
Yeah, they live for a long ass time. Vampires in general live for a long time. So like they're generally like the people who aren't royalty aren't allowed to have children
Oh wow.
unless it's sanctioned by the government.
Interesting. So when you say royalty, does that
If they're
mean
not Arcanon.
okay. So,
Organon and his family, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Like
they're
you have to be like told by their government, yes, you can have a child. It's like like a one child policy sort of deal, except much more stricter.
so Arcanon and his family are effectively holding all vampire lines hostage by controlling the earth.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, interesting.
You're so good at finding those little cracks in society, Mr. Iku.
It's his specialty.
Interesting. Okay. All right. All right.
Well,
I don't think I have any questions left for now.
So, what would you like to do? Would you like to immediately embark on that journey to the goblin-held silver mine, or would you like to try and take on more tasks in the city or figure out more about the city?
I
What do you think?
I think I'm good to move on to our goblin task.
Yeah, I think
Because we can come. I definitely plan on coming back to the city, do some things.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then I think I can give you the drone like during our travels.
Okay.
So you guys are going to tell Lilith that you are ready to leave
Mhm.
and head on out. And you guys, it's going to be a fairly long trip on so you get in this carriage and there's no horses in front. It just has like a bumbling, buzzing box on mounted on the front of it, and all three of you pack into it. And there's a guy like sitting on top of it, like, but instead of reins, he has like a circular object in hand. And you guys speed off down through like a tunnel, and then you are back out into the sunlight for the first time in probably a week, because I think the last time you saw the sun was like um it was probably like when you intercepted that army with the bomb. That was the last time you saw sunlight.
Oh man, so it's really bright.
Yeah. And you feel, Glug, you feel a faint like burning sensation, but uh you realize that you moving out of the sunbeams coming through the carriage, that um the burning sensation goes away.
So he will keep to the shade.
And Lilith will notice this and say, in time, you will drink more pure blood, I imagine. And with that, you'll slowly become a daywalker like the rest of us. And she like shows her fair skin. So
How long
essentially,
does it take?
it takes a fair amount of time, but you seem to be very proactive. So I'd say give or take a month and you'll be more resistant to the sunlight.
All right.
But she says like as long as you are able to cover up and wear like a cloak, you shouldn't have a problem with the sun.
Okay, I have a set of clothes with me, so I can use the cloak in that set of clothes.
All right. So you don a cloak and cover
Mhm.
your head and shoulders.
Mhm.
So you guys, uh, this trip takes several days, and you get to your first camp. Or it takes like 3 days. Pretend that there's no horses on this carriage.
So
So we're all just like in one cube of a room on this 3-day travel.
Yeah, but you stop and make camp.
Okay. Let's see.
interesting. Okay.
There are no horses here, by the way. In fact, because I couldn't find a fucking car. Uh, boom. There we go. All right.
Okay. It runs on horsepower. Okay. um, so at some point, I think I would like to kind of pull aside Glug. But I would really
Yeah.
like to speak to Glug privately. And not with Lilith eavesdropping on our shit. So anything I had that was like relevant to Mordani would have been confiscated? Or
Yeah,
Mordon? I keep saying Mordani.
more dawn, but they didn't see that your drone was a threat, so they didn't take it.
I see, I see. What about my um elven shit? Or you said they didn't see that my drone was a drone, so they didn't confiscate it?
They didn't. I guess they didn't see it as a threat, and so they didn't confiscate it.
Gotcha,
Like they
gotcha.
took things that could have possibly been a threat to them, or
Mm,
like a breach of security.
I see, okay, okay. So are these action... Well, I guess I really don't know. Shit, okay. Hmm.
Are we currently like in the like base of the mountain or
You're about like a day or two away from where you need to go, but yeah, you're close to the mountains.
okay.
Oh my
Well,
god, okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm asking because mountain is my favorite terrain, so I just need to know if this is my favorite terrain.
This is your favorite terrain.
Yeah. Um,
Interesting.
as we're all sitting around a fire, Glug will excuse himself to go relieve himself.
All right.
And he goes a
Lilith
distance
says,
away.
"Stay close."
Don't worry, I won't go far. I don't want to get lost. He'll go far-ish into the woods, into this bush here.
All right. Can you guys hear the fire or no?
Not
Uh,
really.
you might have to turn it up a little bit.
It's a very quiet soundtrack, unfortunately.
I might have to... Yeah, let me turn mine up, actually. I can hear a little better now.
All right. So, Glug, you head off.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, yep, I think I could really use a bathroom break as well. Don't mind me.
Make me a deception check as you're doing this, Iku. All right.
Natural one.
What?
Wait, how did you get an? Oh, I was scrolled up. Okay, Lilith is gonna like side eye and just like not say anything though.
Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I'm going to sneak out the side of camp and then circle back around and just sort of...
Can you? Are you in stealth?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Like, what's your stealth check? Oh, 19. All right, all right.
Okay.
Um,
Let's see. Whose tents are
so
these? Sorry, go
Those are
ahead.
yours. Those are both of your tents.
oh,
You can go first, Glug.
okay. So Glug would have stealthed as well, hoping that Iku would make his way towards him.
All right.
But he wants to be pretty far away from camp. My question is, you know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. He's just going to kind of stealth and wait and see if Iku appears.
Okay. Alright. You know what? Do we know who's staying in which tent yet?
Yeah, those two tents are yours. The big one is Lilith's.
Is Lilith here?
Yeah,
And what is Lilith doing? Is she just sitting by the fire?
sitting by the fire.
Okay.
Iku, roll me a perception check as you're staring at Lilith. You hear her faintly mumble, well, they can't leave their stuff behind.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna fucking... If I actually hear her say that, and I deduce that she's not going to come after us, then yeah, I'm gonna fucking make my way. I don't know where Glug is, but I'm gonna start heading west.
Should I do a stealth check to see if he can see me?
Yeah, make a stealth check. Yeah, you're fine.
Well,
She rolled a 6. A roll 6 in perception.
There we go. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I will make my way and hopefully I encounter Glug.
if I see you, I will. Hey.
Who said that?
Quiet.
Ah, Glug. Perfect. I was hoping to speak with you without the
Yes.
company of our new guest.
We need to make this quick. Priorities.
Yes. Very well then. We'll get right to it. Should we proceed with the plan and help Arcanon?
I have to admit, I don't like his system of class very much. But I don't see that we have much of a choice considering the leverage they have over us.
Yes, well, I'm certainly unable to perform my usual tricks with all this censorship around.
Yes, it provides much of a handicap. Real quick, do we know, are these goblins outside of the range of the no magic district?
No magic district?
You know, where it's bad if we do magic?
That's enforced like all over the continent. It's like any civilization that's run by Gorsk is like, or every city and town is like a proxy of Gorsk, so they're all like under the same umbrella of laws. Obviously, though, the only way these vampires, from what you've seen, can really detect magic use is if they have those orbs on hand, which are like, it's just like their their technology and sensing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then Glug says, well, we have a couple of choices the way I see it. Either you get permission to use your tricks, or we find a way to get those orbs away from Lilith. Wait a minute.
I certainly like the sound of that. Although I'm sure she'll get more as soon as she's back in this town again.
That would be a temporary solution. Would like to get my hands on one.
She could always misplace it. I'm sure we'll get our chance. I believe I saw she keeps them in her sleeve.
Good to know.
Yes, we may have to come up with something clever for that.
Maybe I could get them from her while she sleeps.
I like you, Glug. Listen, I have a proposal.
Alright.
Given that my sister's been turned to stone with all of my money, and all my other companions are either missing or dead, it seems you and I are going to be traveling together for a while.
It does seem that way.
As it stands, I'm in desperate need of allies, and the only truly loyal friend I have is Ash, who's currently working somewhere in a quarry. My proposal is this. I'm not one for all this mumbo-jumbo. I have something that may be of use to you, given that you come from this time. I'll give you this strange device that I took when we left Isaiah's metallic fortress up in Mordon. In addition, I'll give you something very special. An ancient manual on elven melee combat. It will teach you to fight like an elf. But in return, I ask that someday you pass along these techniques to my pupil. Would this be of interest to you?
Yes, I think it would, and considering we are to be traveling together for quite some time, it would be beneficial, I think, for the both of us. I also think tend to be very good with people. If we can get your magic working again, without detection, perhaps we would be better at convincing people to do what we want instead of having to refer to more violent means.
Indeed. Could I roll an insight check? Insight.
All right, is Glug lying?
Does Glug truly believe we will be traveling together for a long period of time?
Glug, are you lying, or you have other ideas?
I rolled a 14.
14. He's telling the truth. He thinks it's going to be a while because he doesn't. Y'all are in a similar situation.
Okay.
Oh, no lie detected.
Okay. Then, in that case, why don't we form an accord? I'm going to lift up. Or actually, are there any stones on the ground?
Stones? Yeah, there's plenty of stones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to pick up a round stone. And then I'm going to say, take this token. And using mold earth, I am going to sort of shape the stone into like a small round, almost like a coin. And I'm going to carve that coin with my symbol. And I say, with this, I swear an oath to you, to aid you in your travels, in return for your loyalty and your service. And I offer you the stone.
Yeah, all right. Glug takes that stone. What does your symbol look like?
Ooh, it looks. Let me see if it's on this computer. I'm pretty sure it would be. Where is. Iku symbol. There we go. It looks. I'm gonna post it in the Discord chat.
Oh,
It looks like that.
ooh. Ooh, it looks like an eye and a key. That's what I see.
Iku. It looks like a Google pen with an I and then like a K on the bottom. Or like, a Google Maps pen.
That's interesting that you see that. I see that too. But that's what made up the key that I saw. Like the Google pin part is like the base of the key.
Yeah.
And then the K is like the teeth of the key.
Yep, that is my symbol.
All right.
It's like a hieroglyph.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if Glug accepts that, then I will also bestow upon Glug the KF-101 action drone. And
So Iku dramatically pulls out like this badass looking drone similar to the one you saw in the factory.
brandish.
Glug's eyes go wide as he takes it.
You feel
Alright.
like the components jiggle around inside of it as you like grab it. It's like a new toy.
Hmm. Well, thank you for this. This will be very fun to inspect.
Of course. And this for our mutual survival. And I produce the manual on Elven melee combat. Which I think even for its time was like very old. So now this is like an insanely old manual.
It's a compendium on elven combat.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
But here's the catch. It's all in Elvish and you can't read it.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll find a way around that.
I can
But
help
you can
with that.
translate it?
I can
Oh, okay.
translate it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can
From what
cast-
you immediately see flipping through the pages of Glug, you see like diagrams of like a person doing various moves. You just can't read the Elvish.
I appreciate this gift, but I may need some help deciphering it.
Ah, I can certainly help with that, but for that I need the aid of my magic.
Alright. Going back to what we were talking about. What is plan A? What is plan B? You want me to try and lift the things from her sleeve? Do you want to try and ask permission to use magic?
I like the idea of stealing you at least one of these. I don't think she's likely to give me such authority. But perhaps I can work with this Arcanon fellow. It seems we aided him in the past. Perhaps he'll be amiable to alternate methods of legislation.
Right? I will try to steal both orbs. I guess so. She doesn't know
Oh shit.
when we
Okay.
use magic. Is that what we are talking about?
We certainly could. Yeah, I was saying we should get you at least one because I was thinking maybe she wouldn't notice.
But then with the other one,
we certainly could steal another one. She may use. She may try and pull those things out the first time I use magic.
well, my goal is to get you to be able to use your magic because I know that's how you're gonna best be able to help me. Is if
Yeah.
you can use your magic.
That is definitely true.
What can we do to ensure that you can use your magic?
We could definitely take her shit away, but she might notice at some point. But I am fully willing to say let's steal her stuff. At least for now, it'll be funny.
All right.
She might not like it though.
I know. I'm worried about the consequences.
I'm a little worried about the consequences too. So we don't have to.
Do you have a different idea?
A different idea. Let's see.
If you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
Let's see. Other ideas. You could always register the drone to you. I guess you can kind of do that at any point. We do the Arcanon plan. We see how far we can get with Arcanon, because we've never actually dealt with him. We've really only dealt with Lilith and the interrogator.
Vicious, I think his
Vicious,
name was.
yeah, Vicious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could pursue this, or we could just fucking ditch right here and right now and head north and just travel the world.
All our stuff is, I think all our stuff is in our tents.
Not all of it, but your bedroll, everything that you set up is like left behind essentially, and most of your food probably as well.
I mean, to be fair, I'm already broke. So I'd just be leaving behind It's some pretty important stuff, but I can get over it.
No. These type of land is... I'm very comfortable in it. We would be able to move very quickly through this place. And very secretly.
I have a question, DM.
What?
I had 10 flasks of blood on me. Did those get confiscated?
Yes,
Okay.
they are gone.
Okay. Shit. What about my antlers?
No, those are there.
Okay. And Ray, that was
All right,
a
what-
KF-101 action drone for whatever that's worth.
What would be the perk of just ditching right now?
Full access to my magic. We don't have to deal with Arcanon, like, or like the dealing with the laws of the city, right? We would essentially be free to do whatever we want, but we'd have to evade the law. Whereas if we go with Arcanon, and something we could do actually is ditch, make our way back to that cave, travel up to Mordan. Or we could go elsewhere in the world map. We could try and make use of the transportation machines.
Hmm.
Or we could go the political route, stick around in the city, but we'd have to play ball with Arcanon a little bit, I think. Which I'm also cool with.
Okay. I think it might be wiser to play along for a little bit. I want to try and lift one of those items at some point. Because I want to see how it works. But I think it might be smart to kind of play along for a little while just so we can get a better understanding of this Arcanon guy. Because we're learning a lot about how things work on his side of things by being in our current position.
Indeed. I could make a suggestion. Ooh. I have a ritual I need to attempt later, and it may draw her attention. She might make use of those orbs to seek me out. There's no telling for sure.
What are you trying? What will you be trying to do?
I can't say, it's too embarrassing.
Too embarrassing?
Iku seems bashful.
Well, whenever you do this ritual, might that be a good time for me to swipe one of those things?
Perhaps, if it draws her attention. If it does, you'll likely know. I'll do so after this brief meeting that we're having now, and then I'll return to camp.
Alright. Alright, so I guess we're continuing on for a little while. And
So you guys gonna take your long rest?
I'm gonna return to camp. Or Glug will.
I will do one more thing before I return to camp.
Yeah.
So Glug, upon entering camp, you notice that Lilith is nowhere to be found.
I look in her tent.
It is empty.
over the earpiece, I will say, Lilith, are you all right? You're not. I don't see you anywhere.
And right next to you, she materializes out of thin
Oh,
air.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he jumps back like a foot. Ah!
Says, I hope you weren't up to anything that would make me unhappy.
I'm very certain my goblin business would make you very unhappy.
You said you're very certain it would make her unhappy?
Well, I'm making a joke about
Oh.
goblin shit.
Goblin shit.
Yeah. So I said
Defecation.
I'm yeah. I said I'm fairly certain my goblin business would make you very unhappy.
Alright. So she does not want to hear about your goblin toilet business. But she's just assures you that, like, she can see everything that's happening, like, within, miles. Exaggerating a little bit.
Okay. She says she can see everything happening within miles.
Within a mile.
Is that true? Is that real? Is she
I'll
telling the
roll a
truth?
perception check.
Okay. 17.
It's kind of bullshit.
Plug will
Bullshit.
nod and just kind of sit outside his tent. And he's gonna fiddle. He's gonna fiddle with What's he gonna fiddle with? One of the guns. He's gonna kind of, and not the one he stole. One of the other ones.
Alright. So you're fiddling, and she's gonna say, is your friend Iku coming back anytime soon?
Oh, I'm sure he'll be back in no time. It takes him a while sometimes too.
Yes.
Dot,
Yes,
dot,
I
dot.
see. I
Yep,
see.
that's it.
Okay. So, meanwhile, out in the woods, Iku will sort of find a spot, and then I'll make a perception check and look around to make sure there's no one around watching me. I look both ways.
You don't notice you're being noticed.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is start casting thaumaturgy to engrave the symbol of Azael on the trees around me.
Okay.
And then I'm
Zail it up.
going to say, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I am
Iku.
going to
What?
pray.
As you pray, you're going to feel an intense warmth sensation on your body as you're maintaining your prayer stance, the one that you saw Frankie do. I'm assuming that's what you're doing.
Yes, I guess I'll imitate Frankie. That seems like the
All right.
most reasonable.
So you feel an intense warmth,
And I say,
and you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Azael, is that you? Are you still out there somewhere?
There's no answer. And as soon as you call out, the warmth vanishes. And the hand retracts.
He's weak, but I think that was enough. It was what I needed to be certain. And with that, Iku will stand up. And
What were you trying to do there?
Back to camp. I was trying to see if Azael still exists out there somewhere.
Yes, but it seems that you have like reawoken him and have without intense the light you felt just now.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was curious after seeing like the state of the Temple of Azael all these years in the future. So I was just wondering what would happen if I called out to Azael, but I didn't want anyone to ever see me doing such a thing. Can't have old gods fucking praying to Azael. Get out of town. Okay.
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing, yeah. So, with that, I will make my way back to camp. And I say, sorry, it must have been something I ate.
Told you. It takes a little while sometimes.
I can't go
Well,
while
it
I'm
says-
traveling.
You were gone quite an awfully long time, Iku, but I understand nature calls and you can't ignore it.
Yes, it's not easy for my body to pass things. The fire cackles.
And she says, you two might need to get some sleep. Glug, you won't need as much, I'm sure.
I won't.
No, because vampires rarely sleep.
Oh, how much sleep do we need?
You only need like 1 hour every 24 hours.
Holy
And
shit.
really just like closing your eyes.
Holy shit.
Like it's like
That is
meditation.
OP, dude. That's awesome, Glug. That means you can craft like all night.
Oh my god. Oh my god. 1 hour every 24. Shit, that means, okay, that actually means she's gonna be really hard to steal from then. Because she's never gonna sleep. Or rarely will she sleep.
Dang.
Yeah, she goes back down and sits by the fire and just stares into it.
Okay.
Dang. You know, I kind of wanted to take the feat, the warlock, Eldritch Invocation, so that I don't have to sleep either. And then we could just both do like crazy shit. Because we
Did
could
I give
just
you level
go
2
there.
vampire? Sorry. Did I give you level 2 vampire already, Glug?
I didn't know that there were levels, so I'm assuming that means I only had one level of vampire.
Yeah, you would have ascended to the next level of vampire, which is basically like you get to roll double your hit dice every level up.
Double hit dice?
No, wait, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Whatever you roll on your hit dice per level up, you get double that. That's what it was. So like, you know, when you level up, you roll hit dice for HP.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yes, I did know about this. And you said level 5, level 6. Yes, okay. We did cover that. Sorry. Misunderstanding.
Yeah, so basically you're like multi-class right now. You have your ranger and then you're like also a vampire, which is like I've made into a separate class, and you as you progress through it, you'll get additional abilities, and the first ability you get is you get double hit dice, or you roll hit dice and then you gain double that value.
Nice.
Okay.
A fast recovery.
That is awesome. Okay.
And your long rest becomes short rest. That's another passive that I had made for you, or for vampires in general.
So,
yeah,
oh, go ahead.
Let me make sure I have. So you are still weak to light. It's 1 level of exhaustion when you're out in the sunlight. Long rest becomes a short rest. Your double HP is covered. You know about the blood system, or do you remember the blood system?
Can you remind me?
You can only progress deeper into your vampirism is if you start drinking like humanoid pure blood. Like animal blood's not gonna like progress you. It's just gonna keep you like,
Just sustain.
yeah, sustained.
So pure blood is better. Dang, I should have gotten a bunch of pure blood before I left. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay.
That's all for now.
Glug will go to Iku. So I only need 1 hour of rest currently.
Yeah, I mean that's just like flavor. It's really every long rest becomes a short rest. So like you can get all your shit back in a short rest.
Oh, that is so cool. Okay. Glug will go to Iku and say, "You know, Iku, I have quite a lot of energy. I I only need a very short time to sleep in order to feel my full self again. Would you mind taking first watch with Lilith?"
Of course. I'd be happy to.
Right. Um, After tinkering with the gun a little bit and inspecting it and just trying to learn how it's made and how it works, Glug will go to bed and take a short rest. Oh, that is so cool.
All right, Iku, roll me a perception. As you're taking watch. You hear a faint in the distance.
What was that? And I jump to my feet. I look around.
Don't see anything.
What is Lilith doing?
Lilith is just staring into the fire.
Hey, did you hear that? Some sort of strange noise out in the darkness.
You hear it again. And it's getting much closer.
Surely you hear that. I can't be the only one. She just staring into the fire?
She like responds to you. Sorry. She responds to you.
Okay, I was like, holy shit.
She's just ignoring it.
Yeah, she responds to you and she says, "Get your weapons ready and get Glug up."
Glug.
Did Glug get a short rest?
Yeah, you got a short rest.
Okay.
I go sort of shake Glug awake. Something's coming. It doesn't sound good. It sounds big.
He rushes out of the tent. Can he sprint to this tree and like climb up the tree?
Yeah,
Okay,
make me an athletics check.
sure. Oh, I'm proficient in athletics. Awesome. 22.
Alright, so you managed to get up the tree. Iku, what are you gonna do?
I am going to step back, and yeah, I'm gonna sort of like hide under the cover of this tree over here.
As you're running away from Lilith, you see Lilith slowly like meld into the shadows despite being in the light of the fire. And she just like
Oh shit, yeah, I will make a stealth check and just hide the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yes. I will also do this stealth.
Alright, so as you guys are stealthing up, go ahead and put your stealth checks on the blue circle. You see this pounding through the trees. Like this colossal being. Or maybe not colossal, but it's towering. He like hobbles over to the tent and like rips it up, basically, like searching inside of it. He just turns it over. And he's just going through your shit in the camp and making a complete mess.
Oh, I want it. Ooh.
Hmm.
And it does it here too. You're tearing up your tent and just going through your food.
Can I hit it with a 1-2 punch?
Sure, you can do what you want. It's going through your shit though.
I'm gonna hit it with a mind spike followed by a sapping sting.
All right. You don't need to those. You don't need advantage for those. It's just straight up like. Well, actually, roll to hit for advantage. I guess. I don't know how does DC advantage work because I'm assuming they're all both DC abilities like spells.
If you want to do DC advantage, the way that I treated that in the past was they roll their save at disadvantage.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right. So was that a Wisdom saving throw?
So the first one would be an intelligence save against 15.
Well, that's Wisdom because his modifier is negative and his intelligence. Hold on. Oof. Oh wait, hold on. I mean, it's a disadvantage anyway, so it's a nat 1. Or no, it's not a nat 1. Never mind.
It's a dirty one.
Okay. Dirty 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so one's the Wisdom again? And can you roll those attacks? Just so I like know ahead of time.
Yes. So what Mind Spike does is it's basically a debuff. I think it maybe does like a D4 damage. Let me see.
Okay.
And then the next thing I'm gonna do is Sapping Sting.
Okay. Which affects Wisdom?
Oh, not Mind Spike. That's the wrong word. Mind Sliver. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And so, yes, and then Sapping Sting is going to be a Constitution save. So it'll take D6 and it subtracts a D4 from its con save.
Alright.
Sapping Sting.
And make your attack.
Yes. Okay. So first it would take 1d4. I think it actually is 2d4 because of my level now. It's going to take 2d4 psychic damage from my first thing.
Alright.
And then you said it failed the second one?
Yeah, I failed the second one.
Okay. In that case, it's going to take 2d4 necrotic damage, and it's going to fall prone.
Alright, so you guys watch as this beast trips and falls to the ground, right on top of Iku's tent, flattening all the contents inside.
Oh.
Alright. Roll initiative.
Woohoo!
This is about... I just unlocked this combo when I leveled up, and it's so gnarly.
That is cool. I got a good combo coming up here on my turn. Oh, I cannot wait.
Alright, 1 second. Alright. So that's that. What's... Okay, so the Chieftain is going to attempt to get back up. Or he will get back up. Why can't I click on you?
They can get up, but they have halved movement speed, or it costs them half to do that.
Oh, it's because I have the wrong tool. Okay, there we go. Don't know how he was able to get back up, but okay. So he will get back up and He will attempt to charge in the direction. How far is that? He will not make it to you. It is your turn, Glug.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Glug, didn't you? You could have made an attack of an ambush attack as well.
I'm okay with having waited because I needed to wait for him to stand up anyways.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
go ahead then.
So, bonus action, he's gonna cast Zephyr Strike on himself. And as an action, he's going to shoot at this dude with the
right.
longbow. Sorry. Oh,
You shoot.
Yep. Longbow. 15 to hit.
All right. You hit him. Actually, no, you don't. You miss him. Sorry.
Missed. Okay.
Glances off.
As sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, I'm going to make my second attack. And on this attack, I will give myself advantage granted to me by my Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So that's going to be 17 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him. And you do
Sweet.
9.
That deals 9 damage, and it's going to deal an extra 1d8 again because of
Sharpshooter.
No, that's because of Dread Ambusher.
Rainbow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be an extra 3 damage. Did I get sneak attack on that?
You were hidden, so yes.
Okay, so there's my an extra 1. That's okay.
So
and then
this is -4. Okay.
And then I get one more attack because that second attack was a feature of Zephyr Strike once more. So this is my final attack here with my longbow. 15. Oh, that's okay. So that misses. All right. I think he's gonna stay put.
Okay. All right. So Iku, you see a flurry of arrows come out of the shadow and just stick into this guy, or not arrows, bullets. Or no, he's using the longbow. Never mind.
I was using
Arrows.
the longbow, yeah.
Okay. So you guys. Wait, what? I thought I gave. Yeah. Why does it keep going back? You guys recognize this thing as the chief, like an ogre chieftain that you had fought before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is. But not the same one, obviously. So Glug, you went. Iku, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's see. How far? Jeez, not very far at all. What I will do is hit it with a Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Okay, so it is a DC 12?
DC
Save?
15.
DC 15. Where does it say that on the spell that you just put up?
It doesn't say it on there. It's just my general charisma save.
Okay.
It's 8 plus 3 plus 4.
And it's so this is a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, he fails it. So he's gonna take 10 damage,
So
and then
yeah, 10 damage. And then he runs away as far as he possibly can.
so he is now. Okay.
Yeah, so he will take off, and then I will.
Oh, that's not his full movement. I mean, that's way past his full movement. Or was he? He was right there. Okay. Alright. Alright, so that's it, or you still got something else?
So it gets to about there.
Alright.
And then I guess I will use my Vicious Mockery, which I'm gonna reskin as just being like Eldritch Whispers that disorient and confuse.
Alright.
I
Go ahead
believe
and use it.
that's a spell attack. So that's 1d20 plus 6. 24 for
Yeah.
2d4 psychic damage. For 6 psychic damage, and he gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay. So he's disadvantaged and feared. Right after you cast this, you are going to. Does 17 hit you?
Ooh, yes, that certainly does.
Okay. So this is technically at disadvantage since you're behind partial cover. You're going to take 7 damage.
Oof, that does not feel good.
And as you do, this guy appears. And then another flurry is going to come out, this time towards you, Glug. And those are going to miss. Followed shortly by another one. Those are going to miss as well. And these guys are revealing themselves. So these have entered the fray. Please re-roll your initiative.
Low initiative.
Quick question. Are we trying to get through this entire combat encounter tonight?
You don't have to.
It would be preferable if we could stop before too much longer. Just so I could start winding down, eat dinner, all that good stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, we can end it here then. You guys got a fair amount left.
Okay. How does that sound
Yeah,
to
I
you,
think
Ray?
this is a good pause point.
Okay.
Because
Perfect.
yeah. The other goblins have just entered the fray. We haven't touched them yet, so I think this is probably good.
Okay, perfect, y'all. I'll go ahead and conclude the recording right here.